Ha 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 ha. Welcome to my channel. Yes, we are going to kickstart by playing the first game, Bullet. Yes. Don't worry, I'm not a typical London player. I make everything look beautiful. Very, yes, yes. Let's expose the king furthermore into our territory. So there we have. Oh, interesting. Doesn't want to give up his queen, yeah? 30 seconds for us to bring him down. Okay, looks like a good idea. Let's activate all our pieces. Let's drag his king out. That's what the page is all about. It's absolute hunt, king hunt. Yes, where is the mate? Very disappointed with the first game. No problem. If anybody is watching, hi. I know there's somebody watching. Thank you for watching. First, we make sure we follow our opening principles. We have some kind of perk setup here. Interesting. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Then we take our queen into his territory. Yes. Bring more pieces into the action. That's what we do, yeah. Just ah, I think the hunter is getting hunted tonight. Can we flag him? Can we do that? Oh, I guess that was just luck. We managed to win it. Alright, now let's get into a bigger time format where we can discuss the game. Yes, we get serious now. We had the option of capturing, supporting it, also pushing it. Let's choose the one we support, the pawn. Interesting idea. One more idea is to go back with the knight to b1 square, d3. Now I think we should launch with f4, knight f3. Yeah, makes more sense. Yeah, okay. It seems interesting. I wonder should I take the tempo or the... Yes. We hit his bishop with the knight. Place our knight in a better square. And I really want to use the square as an outpost for me. So I want to do this and control that square and this diagonal. Nice. There was another idea of getting it like this. Hmm. Is it necessary that we castle this early out of the game, or should we still improve our position pieces? Or take the pawn or the bishop? What do you think? Think we take with our bishop? Yes. And we use the square as an outpost. It's more reasonable to castle in this situation. Keep the knight in a very beautiful square. This bishop eyeing down. Yes, looks good. A tempo on the bishop. And also, we add more pressure around his king. Now, this is a beautiful idea with queen to g4, threatening mate in 1. And he can defend it by playing pawn to g6. And then we can add more pressure by playing bishop to h6. Interesting way to continue. Or I'm also seeing this idea where after g6 I can go knight h6 check and I can pick his knight. And after queen g4 has he gone rook f7 I can just give a check. Cannot capture as it is an illegal move and then I pick his rook, also the knight. I think queen g4 is a very sensible move to do here. Yes. We target the most vulnerable square right now and he fell for our trap. Very nice. Now we pick his rook. We're also going to pick his knight. I think he can go knight f6, but then I should have something very strong, maybe queen e6. Yes. Feels so good to predict your opponent's move sometimes. I'm seeing this idea of going for some crazy ideas. I also see that he's piled up his pieces aiming at my king. So he would want to d3 sometime, which, oh, I kind of forgot that I'm going to lose my knight there on the process. It's my bad, my bad. Okay, I think I need to protect this pawn, so yes. We are still exchange up. Very unfortunate we lost our knight. Let's lock in. So I see some kind of d3 coming into the game. A very nice idea to consider, but I really want to exchange more pieces. So remember the rule, everyone. Whenever you're up in material, the best thing you can do is go for trades. Yeah, go for equal trades. And here I'm looking for this idea of rook d1, where I can force the exchange of the rooks, or at least win the pawn. Yeah, oh, interesting. So I want to play this move and get my king into the game. Not allow any kinds of rook d4. Yes. In the endgame, king becomes the most important piece on the board, and you must make sure that you must activate your king. Now we have two open files in the game, and I want to go this way and target some of his pawns. Yes, we are going to target his pawns. All right. Yes, we roll down our pawns. A very good fashion there, and try to make sure that you keep all your pieces in the light square so that you don't come under any kinds of checks, because black has only a dark squared bishop in this position, so it should not really matter. And we pick his last hope, and then we go for the queen. A very nice tactical finish there. Yes, time is not a problem. We have a lot of time to finish this game off. threatening mate, and also let's analyze the game. Let's see what the computer has to say. Did we miss out something, or did we do the right thing? Okay. The graph says is always tilted towards white, but there was a dip somewhere. There was a dip. There was a chance for black. But out of the opening, I believe he would have been slightly cool. Maybe black had some great advantage, but after bishop c5, queen g4, the game is just totally under white's control. And no matter what he does, let's say for example, had he gone pawn g6, we still have the move knight to h6 check. The king moves, and we pick his. Yeah. Yes. So that's the problem. All right. That's okay. I guess we'll have one more good game of 10 plus 5, and then we can end the stream for the night. I hope you guys show your love by subscribing to our channel, King Heist. Here we are going to show you how we hunt down our opponent's king. We drag his king out and we chase him down the aisle. That's what we are going to learn, everyone. And we are also going to learn some very interesting opening ideas where we will learn how to play aggressive chess. That's the whole goal. And yeah, we want to bring back that romantic era of chess where chess was played with only beautiful creative minds. We castle on the opposite side, and then we figure out how we launch an attack on the white king once he castles shot. There we have it, the idea. Hmm. Looking at the position, I feel I should go to move e5, but then I really don't know where my bishop would land after that. Considering that, I would want to put my bishop lying down on h2. So I put my pawn on e6 so that my bishop can look really impressive on d6 square. Hmm. Hmm. I feel like I should go with an attack with h5, h4, h3, or should I just sacrifice with g5? Opening up the g file is definitely a good plan. So here I see what my opponent is threatening. He wants to play the move bishop f3 somewhere and also wants to pick our bishop. Interesting, very interesting. So I see this idea of knight d4. So bishop f3 makes no sense. I can just chop it down. And he wants to exchange. Looking at our opponent's rating, looks like he's gonna make it very sober. Like he's gonna play that boring chess again. It's alright, we should be ready to play all kinds of chess. We should be flexible. Hmm, nice. So knight takes f5. Now we are having a lot of options here. We can capture with the queen, knight, or the pawn. Interesting. Or also there's an intermezzo that is knight takes e2 check, where we can take his bishop, and after queen takes, then maybe we can pick his knight as well. But with that, we're just gonna exchange a lot of pieces, and the game is slowly going to turn towards equality. You know, an attacker needs pieces on the board, and more the pieces, more fun we have. So, I believe we take with the queen and we keep the tension. We keep the tension. Provoking him to play a move like c3 so that we can pick his bishop, queen takes, and then we pick his pawn. Because even a rook is aiming at the d3 pawn. Seems like a very good idea to me. So provoking your opponent should be reasonably good. But I feel, oh, he would have probably developed his bishop and tried something. Anyways, I think we go queen to g6 and maybe some kind of h5. Alright, he has played the move c3 here. c3 seems interesting. What does the mustache say? Quite an interesting idea to fall back, but then I see he can launch with d4 later on, and then things can get much interesting. But I'm looking for a counter here that is pawn to h5, which also attacks his bishop and questions his bishop. Where will you go? If he takes my knight, I take his bishop with the pawn and also opening up the h file, aiming at his king. Yes, I'm happy to give away this pawn, but that's a blunder because my knight can just capture it. So bishop to h3 looks very reasonable. Any kind of bishop f3 or bishop e2, I just capture it and I pick the pawn with the queen. Yes, bishop h3 is the most reasonable move here. Yes, our opponent is quite good considering that his rating is around 2200. He seems more sensible, quite a sensible player we have here, definitely. Another beautiful idea just crossed my mind, that is knight to f3 check. Of course, he cannot take with the pawn, which is an illegal move. So the only move left is to take with the queen, and then we go rook takes d3, hitting the queen and also the bishop behind it. Now, the question is, where will the queen move? Or is it important to move the queen? Yes. we found a defense, that is bishop to e3. It blocks the attack of the rook and also develops his bishop, and there's no longer threat on the bishop on h3. Good. So that's how we analyze. It's very important to find the best moves for our opponent. Yes. I kind of feel my queen is a bit misplaced. Had it been somewhere in maybe f6, I would love to play the move g5, g4. Such a beautiful move. Such a beautiful move. Interesting. Interesting. Now that we have reached this position, I feel that I should just put my knight back and let him go d4. Yes. Yes. Chat, what do we play here? What ideas do you have in your mind? Please put it down on the comment. Type A if you want me to attack. Type B if you want me to defend. How many of you all think that I'm winning this position? And how many of you all think that I'm losing this? And how many all of you all think that should be okay? Still playable, the game is still on. Both the sides have equal chance to fight. Yeah, seems fair. Seems fair enough. How do we generate an attack right now? That the idea of g5, g4 really fascinated me. But now that I'm seeing that queen to f6, considering that idea, so I see some things for my opponent as well. So maybe bishop to e3, g5, g6, g3, and the moment I go g4, he can go bishop g2 and keep his bishop in a very beautiful diagonal. So I'm thinking after g5, instead of going g4, can I go just h4 and then open up the h file and shift the queen for this brilliant attack? Or should I just go bishop d6 right now and just maintain some pressure, or go for this aggressive idea? I think we'll go with the queen to f6 plan so we can kind of create some play. There we have it. He's played the move pawn to f4 so that he doesn't let us play the move g5. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Our opponent is stopping our plans, which is not a good sign. And we're coming really low on time right now, so we need to figure out the best way to continue. I see this idea of bishop c5, which looks good to me, but it's important. It's really, really important that if it works or no. because you're putting the bishop at a very risky situation, and if necessary, we'll even have to sacrifice on d4. Yes, we are coming down less than a minute right now, so we need to make the decisions quickly. Hmm, interesting. All right, so we will play the move bishop to c5, or should we just transpose our knight to this side of the board? I think let's go bishop c5, keeping it aggressive. I see great possibilities for some tactical situations. We want to capture with the rook. My main idea is knight takes, pawn takes, and rook takes. We hit the queen, and wherever the rook moves, we are going to give a very beautiful discovered check. Yes. Do you think we will achieve that? Knight takes, pawn takes, knight f3 check. Oh, interesting. Then pawn takes. So I'm seeing this idea takes, and rook takes. Do you think it will work? I have no clue that if it works or no. All I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep trying. We're very low on time. Can we find tactical ideas in this position? Okay. Something looks really fishy here. Rook takes, pawn takes. We did get like 3 pawns for the piece, but is it a sufficient advantage? Is the question. I don't think so. I don't think so, friend. Bishop takes, check, knight takes, and then this is what I saw. Interesting, but so we bring our rook out into the game and try putting some pressure on the pawn. And I really don't want to, you know, make some wrong decisions. I want to keep my pawns in the dark square, not allow any kinds of tactical situations to happen. So this should be one move which I am considering. I also saw this idea. So we do have three pawns for the piece, but we have to convert it the right way. There's my cat there, yeah. We'll have like 5 seconds to figure this thing out. I really don't like my pawn being on h5, so h4 looks like an idea. She recognizes me even with the mask on. Hey, so King f2 seems like a most reasonable move here. We're just gonna push this one. Okay. So, oh, I think I've lost a lot of pawns in this position, everyone. It's time to probably. Really, that's just very close, 0.8 seconds. Okay. Let's do analyze this game, irrespective of what result we have. I think we are lost after we lose the c4 pawn. Still keep trying somehow, somewhere there should be something. Uh, or did I have this idea of coming to d6? But then I saw there was a mate. Had I gone to d6 with my rook after rook takes c4? Mm. Sorry everyone, we're not winning this game for sure. It's over. But we still keep playing, still keep fighting, we still keep this spirit alive. Let's believe in some miracles to save this game, but there's nothing. Let's let him mate us. Let's go for a quick analysis there. The graph never grew towards our side. Maybe there was this one chance where we did have some hope here. So what was the move? Queen into? Right. I think it should have been queen takes. Ah, king h1 and then we just picked the rook. This was our only chance for a comeback. After this, I guess we just lost. Queen in d5, f in d5, knight in d1, rook in d1, rook d8. Should have been also one way to continue. Maybe f5 here was right. I don't know why I thought it should not work because I felt as this bishop is in light square and just putting all my pawns in the light square, so it should become an easy target after he goes something like this, and then my rook should be tied down protecting it, or my king should be tied down protecting these pawns. Is what I considered. So that is why I did not commit anything very evident. I don't think there was any chance given after this. It was just one sided. There's nothing black can do about it. Alright, everyone, that's it for today. It was a great night. So, this is my first day streaming. Thank you. Even if there was one spectator watching, it really means a lot to me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, amigos. Bye bye.